Hey everyone, happy Friday. We're having a big week here at Times, very exciting. Earlier this week, we announced a new round of funding, and with that, the rollout of our newest action, our eighth action within the Times platform, which is the AI action. And I'm excited to look at how that works, building Times stories with a new guest. We have Kevin Davis joining us today. How are you, KD?
Doing well. Thanks for having me, Blake.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. And since this is your first Friday flows, what is your role here at Times?
Yep. So I manage the entire North America and Federal Solutions Engineering team here at Tynes.
Awesome. And how long you been with Times now?
Just hit 3 years last week.
Very cool. So you've seen a lot of growth, and this is another milestone for the company and for the product. So today we'll focus on obviously the product and the workflow building. Taking a step back, obviously AI very hot in general in the market. Companies are trying to figure out how to take advantage of it, how to build it into their products. I really like what we've done here at Tynes. It's a unique way of incorporating AI into the product. So give us a little background on how we're using AI in Tynes today.
Yep. So there'll be two main ways that customers, community users can interact and use the new AI functionality that we're rolling out. So the first one, that's going to be a part of our event transform action. So we've added a new mode called automatic mode, where users can use the AI functionality to do anything around data manipulation, structure, schema output, really, help the end user create actions that are extremely valuable with less complexity involved. And then we've added our eighth action for the longest time. Since I've been here, we've had our 7 atomic actions that we've always worked with. And now it's really exciting to see the new eighth action, which is the AI action, which will help build upon, any of the concepts or components within a workflow, looking up, enriching data, transforming data, even structuring data to send out a well-structured Slack or Teams message, or creating a structured Times case, data table, and a Times page. All of that will be much easier, and some of the things that we'll dive into for the Friday flow today.
Very cool. Um, and in terms of the models, the strategy, how who we've partnered with and how we've baked it into the product,
Yep.
we can share more detail, but give us the high level overview of how we've baked it in there.
Yeah, so we're running the Anthropic Cloud or Claude V3 language model for AI. So the nice thing for us is it's within our own infrastructure. And then the most important piece that we know everyone's going to ask that we're really proud of is customer data never leaves the stack, it never travels on the internet, it's never logged, and we never use any of the Times data to train this model. And we'll be using this model 100% moving forward for all current and future AI needs. So with that, it's tenant scoped, it's private, it's in region, stateless. There's no logging, no storage, no training, and no networking as well. So some of the things that we're really proud of to come up with our own AI model.
Yeah, it's exciting. I'm proud of our product team and engineering and everyone involved that took their time to do it in the right way, so that we can get all the benefits, but keeping things secure and protecting what's most important for our customers. So let's jump into a specific workflow. You've built a story using the AI here. So what are we taking a look at here today?
Yeah, so one of the common things that I see with a lot of our customers is not just reacting to vulnerabilities, but also being proactive and pulling in different threat intel feeds. One of the ones I see used commonly is the CISA alert and vulnerability feed. So this automation here, it goes and makes a request to the CISA site and then pulls down all of those vulnerabilities. As I mentioned, we're using AI in two specific areas. So the event transform, which is one of the original 7 atomic actions, and then that new mode that we have, automatic mode. And then we're also utilizing the AI action to provide some descriptive information on what we're looking to kind of get from that information being provided. So I'll go ahead and give this a run, and then I'll talk through what each one of these is doing. So here in the automatic mode, Same kind of look, feel, and concept when you want to work with a piece of event data that's being sent from the top to the bottom. You're going to go ahead, you're going to list your input, and then from there, you're going to give a description on what it is you're looking to do. And then once it goes and we click generate, it's going to go ahead and build out some Python code for us. So that way we can see exactly what that code's doing. And I'm just doing a simple filter on if the date is greater than the beginning of the year, then go ahead and output that information. Because we may have already worked on or seen, and remediated things from 2023, whatever it might be. And then from there, it gives you a sample output of what that actually looks like. So here I'm filtering on that due date of 2024. And that's exactly what I've put in here in this quick little snippet. And then at that point, we can go ahead and save it. And then we'll have our event. And that event will show all the typical structured JSON being passed from one action to the next. Now, the really cool part is we can take it a step further and we can use the AI action to do a lot more with the information that's being passed from the automatic transform mode. And here I'm just providing a simple description on what it is I want to do with this data. So the first thing I'm telling the AI action to do is act as a vulnerability analyst. Give me a summary of all of the CVEs that have been produced in the short description. And then what I'm looking to do, so once I want to go and track, remediate, but also maybe escalate to the vulnerability team or do my own lookups on the CVEs that are being provided, is go ahead and create a data table for all of those values that I see in the specific fields that are relevant to me. And then I want to create a checklist. Even though there are 10, 15 vulnerabilities that are out there, I want the ones that are the most critical to be prioritized first. And I want those to be in a checklist for me. And then from there, I'm going through and I'm utilizing the Tines case to go and create that case for me. But what people might notice that's a little bit different is within the case description, I'm not having to add additional markdown. I'm not having to reference additional actions as I'm building it. I'm just simply referencing the AI action output. And then from there, that's going to go ahead and give me a new case that provides all the context and all the detail that I asked AI to generate. So I'm getting that structured data table, all of the CVEs, the product, the due date, and the required action based on the assessment that's been taken. And then from here, I have that provided checklist on those most critical. So all of that just being done with a simple reference of the output from the AI. And now at this point, I can do a couple of different things. I have my Tines pages here where I can go and I can notify the vulnerability management team, or we can extend it and allow the end user to go and update and look up a CVE directly in recorded future and then add that CVE directly there. So once I go ahead and submit that, we come back to the story. We'll see that that action is already taking place for us. We've looked up the vulnerability ID in recorded future. And we've also immediately added that vulnerability directly to the recorded future list that we're maintaining. So as we see these, the vulnerability management team can go through, they can remediate, or they can provide a descriptive reason as to why right now it doesn't make sense, but it's something that they will prioritize in the future.
Wow. Wow, this is a cool update. And just to give us a sense, if you were to build this exact story without the AI actions or any of the AI involved that's new, like roughly how many steps, how many actions would it have taken to build the same workflow previously that now will need those two?
Great question. So I'll actually show you what it looked like previously, so folks can get a visual idea as to what that looked like. So if I go into this story, this is the same exact kind of concept where we're pulling events down and searching a list within recorded future. We're getting the CISA vulnerabilities, we're exploding them, and then we're making throttled requests to recorded future to add that information back to the vulnerability list. But you'll notice one key aspect that's missing, which is the enrichment component. So if I wanted to add in additional enrichment criteria, there'd probably be a handful more of event transforms, trigger actions, and additional requests that we're making to other third-party tools, whether it's VirusTotal, Abuse IBTB, URL scan, whatever other kind of threat databases people want to utilize to gather that enrichment. that would also be additional steps within this story. But now with the AI action, it's really just pulling it in, providing as much description as you would like. You don't have to be a prompt engineer to work with the AI action. I'm not as clever or creative as most of the people on my team, so I try to keep it simple, but I'm still able to get the relevant information and, more importantly, the context on what's actually going on with these CVEs, and more importantly, what the required actions are to start that remediation process.
Yeah, I mean, it's very cool. It seems like a huge step towards getting, probably people that are already familiar in building with tines, they're going to be able to move a lot faster. And then people that aren't familiar with tines, it seems like this is a huge step towards simplifying that process to learn how to use the platform, build your first stories. Like it's becoming very easy and human, and you're just typing in, prompts to get the outputs you want, which is cool.
Yeah, it's pretty wild what it can do, especially with the recent development that's been going on and the continuous iteration that the team's adding and the new functionality. It's really cool. I especially like the automatic mode, where we have, tons and tons of functions that end users can take advantage of. Just the ability to simply filter out on specific values or dates or time periods that I want to work with, instead of adding in, the date parse and then flatten and, return things based on a map function. Doing it this way not only is a bit more kind of human interaction, but from a readability standpoint, when new users are coming in 2 times, understanding what somebody may have done before, we have the concept of notes where folks can go through and they can document what each step is doing within the automation. Now they can simply come in, read, and then from there, if they wanted to iterate on it at all, they can go ahead and do that themselves. Just add in, specific product. Maybe we do something like filter for vendor project, and we'll use this FXC. And then what will happen is we'll generate the code. And then at that point, it immediately filters out that one product that has FXC. From here, I can go ahead and save it. If I don't like that output and I actually do want everything from 2024, I can go ahead and generate that again. And then it's going to run that code, filter on those specific due dates that I've defined, and then give me all of those CVEs back. And then at that point, I can go save. And now I have that immediately available to start working with new data flowing through, or new, workflows and concepts that I want to include that I've already built, and kind of take advantage of the new automatic mode, and then also incorporate some of the AI functionality with the AI action that we've just released.
That's great. Cool. Well, thank you. We'll put a bow on this with in the video. I'll put some ways you can start engaging, so you can go request a demo. Maybe KD will be the one to be on there with you. But if you want to start looking at what this could look like in your environment, we can do a more custom demo, or you can hop into a community edition. At this point, some of our customers are beginning to use the AI features, right? And then in the near future, we'll roll it out to everyone. But if you want to get started building, head over to the story library, the community edition, and start familiarizing yourself. Well, thanks so much. Now you'll be a recurring guest, right? In the first
Love it.
books. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right. See ya. Bye.
See you, Blake.